The battle of the genders, fought between men and women, is a tale as old as time. From the women's suffrage movements of the late 18th century to the wave of feminism of the 60s, women's rights and liberation has come a long way. Over the years, women have fought for reform on a multitude of issues, such as workforce equality, reproductive rights, and more. These issues vary from nations and communities. In one part of the world, women are just getting the right to vote, while in others, they are faced with a glass ceiling. In a September 2011 issue of Newsweek magazine, a study was published on the status of women in countries around the world. The factors taken into account were health and healthcare, legal justice, education, economic opportunity, and political power. Canada was ranked number 3 in the list of top 10. Yet despite many successes in empowering women, numerous issues still exist in many areas of life. For example, women often work more than men, yet are paid significantly less. The 2004 United Nations Human Development Report estimated that when both paid employment and unpaid household tasks are accounted for, on average, women work more than men. According to the UN, women perform 66% of the world's work, produce 50% of the food, but earn 10% of the income and own 1% of the property. We've come to the streets of Toronto to see what everyday people have to say about women's rights and its progress. What does women's rights and liberation mean to you?
It means having equal rights and freedom to be ourselves.
Here in Canada, it's just given. That there would always be progress, that gender equality has certainly not been achieved, and that governments and courts' jobs are to make improvements. But it's a given that these are important values and movements in our society.
Are men and women equal?
Yes. Equal but different.
Yeah, I agree.
What do you think of women who are homemakers by choice? Does this contradict the efforts by the liberation movements?
No, I think you should always have freedom to choose what you want to do. Just because there's women liberation doesn't mean that every woman needs to jump on, going out and getting a job. If they want to stay home and raise their kids, it's like if a guy wants to stay home and raise his kids, do it. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's...
How are women's roles determined?
How are they determined? I think culturally and historically, and as a result it's harder for people to evolve because those are long-seated traditional ways in which we come to view things.